everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. I am Nuzhat Sana. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. You can attend the quizzes on this app for better practice, and after that you can also read the detailed explanation of the questions you have missed. For regular updates, please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. Also, our latest initiative is UPSC Prelims Test Series for 2021 and 2022 in GK Today Academy app. So if you are appearing in UPSC Prelims, you may consider joining this. So now, without wasting any further time, let's get started. So today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 5th of August 2021. Starting with very first question, in terms of vaccinations per people, which Indian state ranked first? So recently a core committee meeting was held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat to review the progress of the vaccination program across the state, and as per the meeting reports, Gujarat is on the top position in terms of vaccinations per million people. Here million word was missing. And also officials said that about 5,17,000 people have been vaccinated in the state against the population of 10 lakhs. So more than 3.32 crore doses of COVID vaccines have been administered under statewide vaccination drive. And in the month of July, more than 75 lakh vaccinations have been done. Now apart from it, can you tell me which is the first city to achieve 100% COVID-19 vaccination? So in terms of city, it is Bhubaneswar. Talking about union territories, Ladakh is the first union territory to achieve 100% coverage of first dose COVID-19 vaccination. Now Gujarat was also in news because NTPC is to set up India's largest solar park at Rann of Kutch, there at Gujarat. And this solar park will have a capacity of nearly 4.75 gigawatt. Then there is one product from Gujarat which is extremely important. It is the Bhalia variety of wheat. And recently the first shipment of this GI certified product has been exported to Kenya and Sri Lanka countries from Gujarat. Okay. Now can you tell me the Mishri variety of cherries have been exported to which country recently? Please write in the comment section if you know. Question number 2. Which state police has secured first rank under crime and criminal tracking networking system? So under the crime and criminal tracking networking system, Haryana police secured first position in the country because it got 100% marks. Then it was followed by further Gujarat police with second rank, and further Himachal Pradesh police secured third position. Actually the main aim of this CCTNS is to provide comprehensive and integrated system for effective policing through e-governance. Okay. So an allocation of 2000 crore rupees was made for the CCTNS project after its approval by the cabinet in the year 2009, and it is implemented by NCRB, that is National Crime Records Bureau, and the project comes under the National E-Governance Plan of the Government of India. Talking about NCRB, it comes under Ministry of Home Affairs and it is headquartered in New Delhi, and currently its director is Ramphal Pawar. Apart from it, few days back Pakistan has passed a bill to criminalize torture and to prevent custodial killings by police or any other government officials, and this bill was passed on 12th of July 2021. So as per this bill, public servants who found to be involved in torture will face up to 10 years of imprisonment and a fine of up to 2 million rupees. Now apart from it, as per the data of National Crime Records Bureau, the state of Karnataka has registered the maximum number of suicides due to employment in the year 2019. and further Karnataka was followed by Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Question number 3. Which is the first digital investment platform to launch UPI based auto pay functionality for its MFSIP investments in India? So PhonePe became the first digital investment platform to launch this UPI based auto pay functionality for its MF, that is mutual fund, and SIP stands for systematic investment plans and offerings in India. Okay. So this UPI auto pay function will be available for existing as well as new investors on PhonePe app. Talking about SIP, it is an investment route offered by mutual funds in which one can invest a fixed amount in a mutual fund scheme according to their will at regular intervals. And these are open-ended, means customers can initiate, pause, restart and terminate SIP at any time. Now talking about PhonePe, it was founded in the year 2015 and later acquired by Flipkart in the year 2016. And the headquarters lies in Mumbai, and current CEO of PhonePe is Sameer Nigam. Apart from it, few days back, PhonePe has tied hands with Flipkart to launch a contactless scan and pay feature for Flipkart's pay on delivery orders. So now it will enable the customers of Flipkart to pay digitally through UPI apps during the delivery of the product who earlier applied for cash on delivery. Now, which are the two countries who have adopted India's Bhim UPI? So after Singapore, recently Bhutan has also accepted it. Apart from all these things, according to the Forbes Fortune Global 500 list, Walmart company is ranked first in terms of total revenues in a fiscal year because it had a revenue of 524 billion USD. Question number 4. Who is or was the first Indian Prime Minister to chair United Nations Security Council debate? So as we know that India started its 2-year tenure as a non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council on 1st of January 2021. And India is holding the presidency of UNSC for August month, and hence Narendra Modi has become the first Prime Minister to chair an open debate at UNSC. So here correct answer is option number C. Talking about United Nations Security Council, it was created after World War II when League of Nations failed to maintain the world peace. And the first session of UNSC was held on 17th of January 1946. And do remember that it is among the 6 principal organs of United Nations and is tasked with ensuring international peace and security. Now Narendra Modi was also in news these days because a cashless and contactless instrument named as e-Rupee has been launched by him. And this has been launched for providing the facilities of digital payments. Actually, it will help in strengthening DBT, that is direct benefit transfer, by assisting in transparent and leakage-free delivery. And it has been developed by the National Payments Corporation of India, that is NPCI, in collaboration with Department of Financial Services, Health Ministry and National Health Authority. Now can you tell me who has been appointed as the Special Trade Envoy of Australian Prime Minister? So it is Tony Abbott, and he has been appointed with a purpose to deepen trade and investment links that will help drive post-COVID recovery. Okay, so the main focus of the proposed meeting will be on the building of secure and resilient supply chains. Talking about India, few days back it has conducted the BRICS Counter Terrorism Working Group Meeting 2021. Then there was G20 Culture Ministers Meeting and it was hosted by Italy. Question number 5. who is the author of the newly published book Nehru, Tibet and China? So recently Penguin Random House India published a new book named as Nehru, Tibet and China, and it has been authored by Avatar Singh Bhasin. Actually, this book describes about the various details and events that took place from the independence of India to the 1962 Indochina War. Also, it focuses on the Indo-China relationship as well as Tibet and its boundary issues, then occupation of Tibet by China and the fleeing of the 14th Dalai Lama from Tibet to India. Do remember that Avatar Singh Bhasin has served in the Ministry of External Affairs for about 30 years and he has written various books on South Asian affairs like India in Sri Lanka and many others. Apart from it, recently Indian cricketer Suresh Raina has released his autobiography named as Believe What Life and Cricket Taught Me. Now can you tell me who is the author of the book Lessons Life Taught Me Unknowingly? It's an important personality. Please write in the comment section if you know. Now few days back Italy has lost one of its writer named as Roberto Calasso, and he was also called as Literary Institution of One because he was fluent in many languages like French, Latin, Ancient Greek, Sanskrit, German, etc. So do remember that he belongs to Italy. Question number 6. Who won the gold medal in women's singles badminton at Tokyo Olympics? So recently Chen Yufei has won the gold medal in women's single badminton at Tokyo Olympics on 2nd of August 2021. And she defeated Taiwan player Tai Zhu Ying, and obviously she belongs to China. Earlier she had also won various awards like the girls single junior titles at the 2016 Asian and the World Junior Championships. Then in 2017 she was awarded the 2017 Eddie Chung Most Promising Player of the Year. Then apart from it, recently Victor Axelsen has won the gold medal in men's single badminton at Tokyo Olympics and he belongs to Denmark. Also do remember that PV Sindhu is the first Indian woman to win 2 Olympic medals because recently she won the bronze medal at Tokyo Olympics 2021 after her first silver medal at Rio Olympics 2016. Then there is Yulimar Rojas, and she has won a gold medal at Tokyo Olympic Games and created a world record in women's triple jump. Can you tell me from which country she belongs to? Please write in the comment section. Question number 7. Which country has decided to issue golden visa to all the doctors residing there? So recently Federal Authority of ICA, that is Identity and Citizenship, has launched golden residency services to facilitate issuance of golden visa to doctors who are residing in UAE. Now they will get a 10-year residency visa. Actually, the decision was taken to commend doctors for their contribution to the society during this coronavirus pandemic. And already we have seen that few days back, UAE Golden Visa system provides long-term residency in the West Asian nations for up to 5 or 10 years. And the benefit is provided for the people who are investors, entrepreneurs, individuals or the medical professionals. Why this step has been taken? So as to attract more foreigners to address the economic crisis caused by COVID-19 outbreak. Okay. Now apart from it, the Eagle Act of USA was in news these days. First of all, what does this Eagle stands for? It should be written like this in bold letters. It is Equal Access to Green Cards for Legal Employment Act, and it proposes to phase out limit of 7% per country on employment based immigration visas. Apart from it, it also seeks to raise 7% per country limit to nearly 15% on family sponsored visas. Okay, so do remember that this act belongs to USA. Question number 8. Which state has launched Mukhyamantri Vatsalya Yojana in August 2021? So this Yojana has been recently launched by Pushkar Singh Dhami, who is the new Chief Minister of Uttarakhand. And under the scheme, 3,000 rupees will be directly transferred into accounts of children who lost their parents or the earning member of their family during this coronavirus pandemic. Also, free education, ration and health facilities will be provided to them till the age of 21 years. Now can you tell me, central government has decided to help those children who have lost their parents during this coronavirus pandemic under which fund? We have discussed this question earlier, so I think you remember that. Please write in the comments. Then in the previous lecture we have talked about a campaign, Ek Mask Anek Zindagi. With which state this campaign belongs to? So it is a public awareness campaign in Madhya Pradesh to spread awareness about wearing mask as a preventive step or preventive measure towards controlling the spread of COVID-19. Then apart from it, to commemorate the 75 years of India's independence, Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav, which is an awareness campaign for youth, will be launched in Chhattisgarh from 12th of August. Now you have to tell me, agricultural diversification scheme belongs to which state? Please write in the comments. Question number 9. Which bank has collaborated with IIT Bombay for providing credit facility to startups and MSMEs? So recently a memorandum of understanding was signed between IIT Bombay and the Indian Bank for extending the credit facilities to startups and MSMEs. And this initiative is named as SINE, that is Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So under this initiative, Indian Bank will extend loans of up to 50 crore rupees to these startups, and also loans will be provided for the purchase of machinery and equipment along with other working capital requirements. Talking about Indian Bank, it is an Indian nationalized financial services and banking company, and it was established in the year 1907. Headquarters lies in Chennai. Apart from it, HDFC Bank has planned to become carbon neutral by the year 2031 to 32. And now you have to tell me, RBI has recently cancelled the authorization of which bank? Then apart from it, Rasmi Ranjan Das, who is a Joint Secretary of Finance Ministry, has been appointed to the UN Tax Committee as a member for the term period of 2021 to 2025. Coming to last question, in which month and year India recorded the highest monthly merchandise export? So in the month of July 2021, India has recorded the highest ever monthly merchandise export, because this time the exports rose to $35.17 billion. And according to the provisional data of the commerce industry, there was a healthy growth in the shipment of petroleum, engineering goods and gems and jewelry. So MEIS, that is Merchandise Exports from India scheme, is notified by DGFT, that is Directorate General of Foreign Trade, and it is implemented by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Now apart from it, can you tell me who has been appointed as the global brand ambassador of the Italian luxury brand named as Bulgari? So it is Priyanka Chopra, and this brand is known for its gemstone jewelry, watches, fragrance, accessories, etc. And hence Priyanka Chopra will support the Roman High Jewelry House and promote brand around the world. So the main focus will be on the theme of women empowerment, diversity and inclusion. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minu Hatsana signing off.